I'm Mo, I'm from Vienna, Austria, and I did my exchange year in Roswell, Kansas in the school year 2016 and 17. Well, my reason to be back is that I've always wanted to come back. I think at some point I realized I needed to come back to have some kind of closure in my head. I mean, if you live somewhere else for a year and you go back to your regular life, at some point it just becomes like a dream you might have had once. So just to feel it again and to see everything again, I decided to come back, and we even did a road trip with some of the former exchange students, so I'm really happy to be back. Well, if I had to look back on an entire year of my life, I'd say that's pretty difficult. Even especially in the beginning, it was a little tough getting settled in and realizing you're far away from your family, but that fades after a couple of weeks and you start getting settled in and getting to know people and starting to like the school and everything. And in the end, it just flies by really quickly. And you realize that you make a lot of friends and a lot of great memories, and you grow as a person, and your English improves. Obviously, it's a side effect, I think. And even the education is totally different, so you learn a lot of new things and new stuff, and yeah, it makes you a better person, I'd say. I'd say the impact of being an exchange student is that you realize there's so much more to the world. I mean, your culture isn't the only culture, it's definitely not the right culture by any means, but you also realize that people are very similar in all of the world. And I mean, although you're 8,000 kilometers away from each other, you're basically all humans and basically it's the same in the fundamentals. So I think that's the biggest message you learn when you're here. The impact that being an exchange student had on my community back home, I probably annoyed them a little bit with my stories from the United States and from my experience, because they just kept on living their own normal lives back home. But of course they were enriched by all the stories and all the new perspectives that they got from me living abroad. I think when you're an exchange student, you grow a lot, like in every regard. Personally, you grow because you're a 15-year-old boy and you need to stay at a new place in the world and try to set up a life there, although you're obviously aided by a lot of people, but that's not easy. I mean, you're young and you try to fit in. So I would say I grew personally because I just became much more independent and much more self-reliant, and I was able to deal with homesickness very easily. Academically, I grew because my English improved dramatically, and there's still English lessons from here that I still have in my brain and I still think back to, and when I'm struggling to formulate a sentence. So yeah, I do keep in touch with the people I got to know here on exchange. Obviously, there's lives, everybody has their lives and is living their lives, and sometimes there's a couple of months between a text message and another, but of course I'm still trying to stay in contact with my host family and obviously with the friends, and it's just great to do that over social media. I would totally recommend AYA for doing an exchange here in the United States because the program was flawless. I mean, the local coordinator was great, and the setting up the exchange itself went smoothly, and even before you go to your host family, you're able to have an orientation in New York and experience this amazing city with all the other exchange students. So that was also a big memory that I still have from my trip here. Well, if you're thinking about getting an exchange student and letting an exchange student live with you, I would tell you that it's a really fun experience in its entirety. I mean, just from picking up someone at the airport, having open arms towards someone from another continent into your own family, something very enriching and very amazing. And then just being able to share your entire life anew with somebody and opening your arms for someone to come into your family, I think it's a unique experience.